This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn & Company, Alexandria, Minnesota, with your closing grain and livestock comments for November 7th, 2016. Corn market today down 2 to 2.5 cents. Soybeans up 7 3/4 to 8 3/4. Wheat market down 2 to 4 across Chicago, Minneapolis, and Kansas City. For the grains today, it was just kind of a little more of a mixed trade. Dollar index up nearly 70 cents today, and that's why you saw a little more pressure on the corn and wheat markets that are a little more impacted by that strong dollar versus soybeans, where it doesn't really seem to matter what the dollar does. We still have strong demand. As we look ahead here, we see a front-end loaded demand market for the soybeans especially, even maybe to some degree for the corn. We think demand is going to be very strong here as we work ahead until we start seeing a little bit of dynamics out of South America. If all indications are that the crop looks good, then we could see the U.S. demand fall off quite substantially. If they have any hiccups down in Brazil or Argentina, then we could see demand continue at a very strong pace, and that's when people will be scrambling a little bit. So a lot of dynamics ahead. I think we're in a range-bound market for the near term, as we said for some time, and kind of just trust the upper and lower end of these ranges as kind of key reversal points until something dynamically changes, or else this is kind of the range we're in maybe for some time here as we work ahead. The feeder cattle market today down 150 to 160, live cattle down 120 to 150, hogs up $1. And really kind of the news there as you looked at the cattle market, we got up into that stiff resistance area, 120, 121 in feeders, 106 in lives. Couldn't really do much with it. Have now faded back down, tested the gap today, bounced off the gap a little bit despite trading weaker. Cutouts were a little bit mixed on Friday, and we're seeing the cash, that's going to be the important factor here as we work ahead this week as to the direction of the futures board. But for right now, a little bit of correction down to the gap, and we'll see what we can handle tomorrow. Look for a little bit more of a range trade there in the cattle. We do see a little more strength coming back into this market down the road, but right now kind of more of this range trade. Hog market here up $1. Big slaughter numbers last week, some of the larger ones we've seen, and the market was still able to put together a nice day. Pretty stiff resistance here in this $48, $49 mark, and really don't see us getting above that with the big hog numbers. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn & Company, Alexandria, Minnesota. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results.